I opened YouTube to get another video for a behind the scenes video I was about to film, and I saw this released 2 hours ago. It's Morissette on the Wish Bus with a song Ihilak Lang Na. At the time of recording, just a few days ago, I released my video on Morissette's cover of Never Enough from the Wish Bus, so this is perhaps quite timely. Obviously, I don't know when this video will be released. It depends on copyright. It could be in well over a month's time. But the point is, this has just come out 2 hours ago on the Wish Bus. To see the other Wish Bus performances I've done videos on, you can find them all linked in the playlist in the description. The song's title translates to Just Cry. I don't know the song. I googled it and Morissette released it last year in 2024. This video does look to have English subtitles embedded, so we will be watching them. I don't know how accurate they will be, so on the screen now are the full lyrics. Please have a pause and a read.
Wish 1075.
Manapod ang imong salida, urot na pod ang imong katawa, walay naghuwat sa balay. Unsa man di ay di naga patang kamay.
We're getting interesting harmonies, very unexpected, and quite often I love it when we get that in music. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I think harmony is the most important thing when it comes to music. It really just shapes and creates the whole feeling of the music we're listening to. And often harmony can be predictable, you know, when it makes sense. You have chord progressions, almost like sequences in a way, or patterns. We've got some really interesting things in there. That chromatic inflection, and then that fall down is really giving us a feeling of C sharp minor, but then we have a major arpeggio. The major version of that chord. So we have shifts from major to minor, happy to sad, perhaps quite confusing, and a great portrayal of the lyrics, which are confusing. Crying, I think, is quite confusing because it feels so horrible at the time, but then afterwards it feels good. You've got it out of your system. The beginning as well, just very, very subtle dissonances. At the top, very much clashing with or up the octave. So if we play those two notes together, very, very intense clash, but it's so subtle because the piano is so soft and light at the beginning. So much air in her voice as well for this soft sound. Fairly low down, all things considered. We know how high she can go and how powerful she can go, and she moves up. Just there, quickly switching to her head voice straight back down into the chest voice, and at the same time, the harmony underneath. Interesting chord progressions, very unexpected. The fact it's arpeggiated rising as well, I think accentuates it. And then chordal.
Sana ang imong kinanan, upila na ang imong nilabhan, layo imong kinikanan, ugpug at ang imong dughan, ihilak lang na.
Again, that shift to the major at the end of the Ihilak Lang Na phrase, the most important words of the song. Oh, I quite like this one. It's really interesting. When I think of Morissette, you know, I've seen her just a few times now, I just think of power. She is such a powerful singer. Her intonation, her tuning is basically perfect. One thing I love about the Wish Bus is how the performances aren't, you know, majorly corrected in any way. They're very authentic. It's a much rawer type of sound. It makes us feel much closer to the singer, I think, especially when you have an arrangement like this, very bare bones. There's no full orchestral sound, pretty much just a piano and a voice. And the way she's singing as well seems to be a little bit more reserved than I've seen before. We're not even halfway through, so maybe the power will come at the end. That's what we usually see. That's what I'm expecting as well. Very happy to be proven wrong on that one. The arrangement too, I love how what I spoke about in the first 30 seconds, we had all this unexpectedness, chords that we didn't expect to happen, harmony changing in strange ways. Well, now we've kind of had the opposite. It's been very static. We can hear in the right hand of the piano, back and forth, not changing. What is changing, these heavy, powerful notes in the bass, the harmonic foundation of the song, very low down, complete contrast to Morissette, who's now moved up, all things considered. Ihilak Lang Na. There's that straight tone growing into the vibrato towards the end, the climax of the note. Such a natural sound she's doing. And again, just the contrast in sound. Let's listen to that phrase again. How she starts. When does she choose to use air? When does she not use air? Ihilak Lang Na. Really nice phrasing. Of the performances by her I've seen so far, I think this is my favorite. And there, just a quick example how she grows into the dissonance. On the last note of that phrase. Because in the bass we hear, if we move it up the octave, again, these semitone clashes that we're getting, consecutive notes next to each other, played at the same time, really quite dissonant, but the way she's singing and the way the arrangement is done makes it not seem quite as harsh of a clash. Yeah, really cool song so far, I think. Let's carry on. Ihilak Lang Na. Buhiin ang mga nipiyan. Sorry, I just feel like I need to say, I always mention it when it happens, the chromaticism that we're hearing. I didn't mention it earlier. These falling lines, either in the right hand or the left hand of the piano. Yeah, we're progressing. There's maybe 1.5 minutes left. Not too many new musical ideas. There are some quite scrunchy chords in the piano, but again, everything's quite subtle. There are no crazy discordances that make you wince. And Morissette singing, it's so controlled, so controlled. Tuning is absolutely perfect. She just seems so in control of everything, and I'm always scared saying things like that because people will see the negatives. They'll say, what do you mean? She's one of the best singers in the world. She's called Asia's Phoenix for a reason. Of course she's in control. And I say, yeah, I know, but even more so in this performance than in some of the others that I've seen. So we'll carry on in just a second. I think I should probably do an obligatory teeth appreciation moment. In my last video, Never Enough, check that one out if you haven't seen that yet. I complimented her teeth and quite a few of you found that quite funny. So yeah, just another compliment to Morissette's teeth and her hair too. It's very perfectly curled. I'm allowed to say this as a jealous bald man without any hair. All right, let's carry on. If you enjoy these videos or find them helpful, please consider supporting me. Patreon has a bunch of exclusive benefits, behind the scenes videos, additional reaction content, Q&A videos, and more. For a one-time donation, you can donate me a hot chocolate at the Buy Me a Coffee link, or become a YouTube member for these groovy emojis and membership badges. And a huge thank you to these lovely people on the screen now. I did predict earlier that I feel like a growth, a climax is coming. I kind of want that to be wrong. I feel like this song could be quite, or it could have some quite unexpected things in there. Let's see.
Ihilak lang na.
Wishclusive on Wish 1075.
Trapuhin na imong mga luha, barutiha nga murag wala, ikaw ra usa sa balay. Unsa man di ay di naka patang kamay.
Well, the harmonies are everywhere. Really, really, really interesting. Really interesting chord progressions. I'm not going to go into them in this video. I've noticed that the more kind of in-depth I go into my videos, the kind of worse they perform. So let me know if you do want to see me going a bit more in-depth, showing you the chords on the piano, that kind of thing. But yeah, really cool chords in that one. The shifting from minor to major and back and forth, as well as the strange harmonic progressions in themselves. Yeah, very, very cool. Make for really cool listening. I'm excited to hear this again, and wow, that final section, I mean, I think it's to be expected with Morissette, right? Towards the end of one of her performances, she will be doing this super, super impressive belting. Such a powerful sound, as we'll hear. We'll listen again, but all the meanwhile, just focus on the piano as well in the background. As we mentioned before, the right hand, stubborn, not moving. What does that do? It increases tension because she's moving, lyricless as well. So it's almost quite dreamlike. I was getting very, very into it watching it. The left hand in the piano is the part that's moving low down. We can just feel the tension building. Nice move up. The mouth changing shape now as she moves up with the vowel sound changing because she has to. She's going pretty high. And again in the piano, we're getting these scrunch chords coming through, very, very subtle. One note added in to cause tension, then another one to create a bit more of this full, richer sound. That's an E. And then up to this F sharp. Of course, that F sharp is sung in a blended voice. There are elements of the head voice in there because there are just so few people that can sing that in a chest voice, and it would probably sound a bit weird. But here it just shows how smoothly she can just transition kind of on an infinite spectrum between the different voice types, the chest voice, the head voice, and the blended voice in between. Earlier, when she sang very low down. Oh, that's perfect, actually. Also an E, but down here. So in this song, She has sung over 2 octaves. How many songs are there sung by women where they sing over 2 octaves and never singing in full head voice either? Just chest voice and blended voice.
Wish exclusive on Wish 10.
I love how she comes off the phrase there, which, well, we've just had this powerful section and the contrast it creates.
75.
Trabuhin na imong
So much air. That whole phrase is basically air. And the first phrase she sings, there's no audible note to it. You know, it's a sound.
trabuhin na
Well, there we go. Ihilak Lang Na. I think that's a really cool song. Really interesting. She performed it spectacularly, of course. And the arrangement, reduced piano and her, and that's it. And of course, the harmony, the harmonic progressions, the choice of chords used, in which order, where the dissonance was coming versus not. All really, really interesting. So yeah, I'm going to go listen to that again. Let me know how you find this one compared to her other Wish Bus performances. Comment that down below. Comments really do help with the algorithm. And if you don't want to leave any words, comment a microphone to show me that you made it this far. Thank you as always for watching. Would really appreciate a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Check out the other performances I've done from the Wish Bus in the playlist linked in the description. And I will see you next time.